Alright there folks, welcome to another fishing adventures, and we're not fishing, but what I'm going to do is, I keep getting asked a lot of the time, what are my rigs that I use, especially when I'm feeder fishing. Okay, commercials, it's got to be the method feeder, without a shadow of a doubt. It is probably the most deadliest method you could use on there when they're having pellets and ground bait and stuff like that. So I'm going to run you through that, and I'm also going to run you through my feeder rig, okay, for cage feeders on the river. I keep getting asked about a lot about that as well. Simple solution is keep it mega simple. I'm going to show you how I do it right now. Right then, so first up, method feeder. And these are the ones I use, okay? These are the Matrix hybrids. Tons and tons of different styles out there, but they all basically do the same job, and that is to get your feed exactly where you want it, with a nice pile of bait in there and your hook bait presented perfectly in the middle. Mega simple and straightforward. Okay, so with these, simply just take the top cap off. Okay, this has already been tied, so top cap off, that would go into your main line first. Okay, then you slide your feeder on, and that is a free running method feeder. Loads and loads of fisheries now are saying it has to be free running, okay, but there is something you can do that will give you a good bolt effect as well. Okay, now then, with these Matrix feeders, they come with those beads, and that, if you can see there, that will fit nicely into the bottom of that feeder. Okay, and it is that bit there that gives you the bolt effect. Okay, now what I do to exaggerate that is I fit a quick change bead on there. Okay, that is a quick change hook length, quick change swivel. Okay, so you pull the rubber back, clip your hook length on, pull that over, and then the whole thing sits nice and neatly right in there. Okay, and because that is slightly longer, you can push it a little bit further up, and it exaggerates the bolt effect. Okay, so you'll lose less fish when they're self-hooking. Okay, so that is basically your method rig. Okay, it can't be any simpler than that. Okay, the only thing I would change on that is if it was the middle of summer and I was bagging up, I would actually do a twizzled loop underneath and just double the strength of the line, but I'll show you that in another video in the run up to summer and stuff like that, when we're getting ready for doing some proper bagging. So that's your feeder. Now the other question was hook lengths. Okay, basically anything that is a 3 or a 4-inch hook length will do the job. Okay, so as you can see, I've got loads with bands on, loads with spikes on, depending on what I'm going to be using and when. Okay, general rule of thumb is either 3-inch or 4-inch is going to be perfect. It doesn't really matter, to be fair. I think you get a slightly better hookup with a 3-inch, but the standard is 4. Again, check your fishery rules as well, because some will stipulate a certain length. Okay, so basically then, to fasten on your hook length, all you're going to do is pull that rubber bit back, loop that onto there, and then push everything back over that end loop. Okay, so if you do get smashed off or anything like that, you can literally put a new hook length on in a matter of seconds. Okay, and there you go, you're fishing. That's your hook length there. Look, nice big hook, and obviously that'll sit nicely in your feed when you're casting in. Okay, so a fish is going to come along, slurp that up, hook itself perfectly in the middle of the bottom lip, pull on that, that's going to hook it, the tip's going to wrap around, and you've got a fish on. And if it does fight hard, that's going to come loose, and you've got a free running rig. Okay, so you're covered by the fishery rules, and you've got the best of both worlds there. Okay, so that is the mega simple rig. Now the other question I got asked was, with what hook size would you start with? For method feeder, I've got 12s, 14s, 16s and 18s. As a general rule of thumb, I'll always start with a 16, depending on what size bait I'm going to be using and what time of year it is. Okay, it depends on the fishery as well. If you're likely to catch just big fish and you're going to be using big baits such as 8mm pellets and big wafters and stuff like that, then a 12, 14 hook is going to be ideal. if it's the middle of winter and you're just fishing for skimmers and everything, using that, it'd be a single maggot, again on a size 16 or even an 18 possibly, if it's mega chop, mega hard. But yeah, just play it by ear and see. But yeah, that was the method feeder. It can't get any simpler. Any questions, drop them below and I'll get back to you. Cheers. Okie dokie then, so that was the method feeder. The next one is my river rig, okay, just with a cage feeder or open-ended feeder such as this one, okay. Again, I'm a massive fan of keeping everything as simple as humanly possible, okay. I'll show you this one right now. Right then, so feeder rig for rivers. Obviously you're going to need your feeder, okay. We're going to need a small bead. I know that's not small, but for the camera it's perfect. A little running link, and of course your little hook length connector. Okay, so let's get cracking. What we need to do, get the end of the main line, okay, and then we're going to slide this on. Okay, so that's your feeder bead with your little snap link sliver on there, so you can just attach that anytime you want, no worries. You can even change the size of your feeder as well should you wish to. Okay, so next on is your bead. Okay, now this is a little bit big for what I want to do here, but the little one that I tried earlier, you couldn't really see much on the camera unfortunately, so there we go. So that's your bead. Okay, now then, to prevent tangles, what I always do is put on a twizzled boom. Okay, now the twizzled boom is designed to kick your hook length away from the feeder during the cast. Okay, now to do one, you need to basically twist the line, so you want to be doing that motion with the line and feeding it in together. So I'll show you there. You get the end of the main line there, pull a bit out, okay, and then just twist it in your thumbs like that. Can you see that? Well, it's just twisting up now. Okay, and that will create a double thickness of line, okay, like that, in the little loop on the end. Well, it's not so little, but we're going to make it little now. Okay, if you're doing it and you're getting a big loop, simple thing to do is just very slowly pull it apart until you're near the end, and then just start to twist it in again. Okay, and then when you've done it this time, that loop should be nice and small. Okay, now the general rule of thumb with this is that that twizzled boom should be longer than the feeder, okay, and that one is, and that is spot on. Okay, so what we do is we go to the end of that boom there and we just do dead simple figure of 8 knot on there, okay, like so. So that now is double thickness with a small loop on the end. Okay, so what we're going to do is trim that tag just like that. Okay, and with the loop on the end of that boom, we're going to fasten on our little hook length swivel. Okay, so that basically, dead simple, whoopsies, that really simply loops into there, loop that over the top and pull it tight. Okay, and that is where your hook length is going to attach. Okay, so get back down to the bead, open up the clip like that, and just simply attach the feeder. Okay, now this will do you for pretty much 90% if your feeder fishing, and as you can see there, you've got your feeder, all your components there, and that, because it's a nice stiff boom, it's kicked it away from the feeder. Okay, and that bead is level, whoops, that is level there with the bottom of that feeder, so it should reduce all your tangles. Okay, and again, it's just free running, dead simple, and that is what I use for all my river fishing. Okay, it can't get any simpler than that really, but yeah, give it a go, folks. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Just short and sweet, a little bite-sized segment. I'm going to try and get some more done if you like this one. So yeah, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below what you'd like to see next. I've got plenty of ideas, tons of Q&As coming in, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to get properly set up with a dedicated space, so I can set up a little tank and a proper little desk and stuff, and we'll do some proper ones very soon. But yeah, thanks for watching, stay safe and tight lines. Cheers.